Hello and welcome to Talk Speedway's Dad Lad vlog. We are on tour this week. We are going to Poole, we are going to Leicester for the cup final, we're going to Redcar and we're going to Berwick, and we're planning on getting lots of content, aren't we? Yep. Over 1,000 miles we're going to travel this week, all in aid of the Dad Lad tour that we go on every year, but we thought we would film it this year and try and interview some of our friends throughout the sport and get their kind of look on it, and also give Lucky the opportunity here to interview some of his favourite stars. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
good. Who are you most looking forward to interviewing?
Oh, since I've seen Sam Masters 3 times, kind of Sam Masters.
Yeah, so we're going to see Sam 3 times for Oxford's, Leicester, then Oxford back at Berwick as well, so much looking forward to the cup final at Leicester as well. We're due to speak to Jamie Courtney today, but with Speedway, and I'm sure we'll speak about that with him in his interview in regards to how busy he is. The reason for that, we'll hopefully get a sit down, probably a more extensive kind of conversation with Jamie than what most we get, really. He doesn't do a lot of interviews, so it'd be interesting to get his take on it. But as I say, we've come down here today from Glasgow. We're in Oxford. It's raining, which is not good, which is quite rare. As I say, we can't get Jamie, but we're heading to Poole tomorrow, so we will see you in Poole. So we are on the Dad Lad vlog. We have just made it to Poole Speedway.
Yep.
Yeah, we're standing in the Oxford end of the pits as we've came. Who have you spoke to, Lucky?
I spoke to Jonas Kritzer, and we had a little say hi to Sammy Masters.
Sammy Masters? Yeah. What do you think the score's going to be?
46-44 Oxford.
Really? Why?
I just think Oxford have got a team to win. Like, I don't think, if you look at Francis, they're always going to have a strong number 7. How do you feel Mechanic and look clean?
It's very hard work with Luke, because he's non-stop.
How's your season going with the Oxford Chargers?
No, it's going good. It was going good until Sunday, but other than that, it's been going really good.
You enjoying your time with the Birmingham Bulls?
No, not really.
You can say that now.
I can.
Yeah.
What's it like being an interviewer?
My first day, but okay. It's going pretty good. This is my first interview.
Is this your first time at Poole?
Yes.
What do you think of the track?
Track conditions. Not actually looked at the track, so I don't know.
Well, I can tell you now it's going to be bumpy and rough.
Okay, that's good to know.
What do you think the score predictions are going to be?
44-46 to Poole. No,
Hey.
I meant Oxford.
You better have done that.
I meant Oxford, by the way. What do you think the score's going to be, saying?
I reckon 75-15 to the Cheetahs.
Oh! I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Who do you think's going to win the league? Bandits.
Yeah, that's a good prediction.
It is. They're going to win.
I think the Cheetahs will face the Bandits in the final, and the Cheetahs lose. Hello.
Cheers. Sammy, wait a minute. Told
Hello,
you we
Sam.
get him. On you go, you get to ask Sam one question and one question only. What would it be?
Why are you so good?
You can always be better. I'm not that good.
Yeah, you're too good. Can't get it. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, we get him. We're just going to grab a wee word with Jonas as well, because you've got Jonas hat on.
Jonas, we need you
in the middle of us.
Right in the middle of us.
There you go. So you get to ask Jonas a question as well. What you going to ask him?
Jonas.
Come on. What was your question? How's your season going, Jonas?
Oh, yeah.
At the moment, it's going all right. I just need to find my feet at away tracks. At the moment, at home, it's going pretty good. So I need to make some points away, and hopefully I can do it tonight.
Good man.
Hopefully you get enough points tonight
Yeah, it would be
to help
awesome.
the Cheetahs probably win.
Yeah, I hope we win. We must win against Poole. So.
Absolutely. We'll let you get going. You're just back off track walk, so we'll let you get going, mate.
Thank you.
Bye,
What do you
Eunice.
say? We knew we'd
Thank
get
you.
a couple of the Oxford guys. We're trying to get a few of the
Poole
Poole
guys.
boys as well.
Who could
Maybe
we?
even try and get Peter Shock or whatever it may be, but all going well. You enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I'm enjoying.
You see the darts world champion as well, don't you?
Yeah, what's his name again?
Scott Mitchell.
Scott Mitchell.
Yeah.
Scott Frame and Mitchell McDermott.
We've seen Scotty Mitchell as well, so was well impressed with that, being an aspiring darts player,
Yeah,
aren't you?
yeah.
Yep.
Before Peter, what does it feel to be all of Oxford's team manager?
Oh, it's hard work, trust me. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Working with lots of youngsters as well, and the guys right at the top of the level. So yeah, it's cool thing to do.
Thank you. You had his,
Well done.
You got his one question.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that.
How important is it? Because obviously we're managing all three teams. How important is it to have a good relationship with everybody in the club, so you're all communicating at the same time? It's a lot of riders, a lot of logistics.
Yeah, it is a lot of riders, a lot of logistics, but we all get on really well.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of my strengths, if I say it myself. I do like to get on with people and know the ins and outs, so I can deal with situations, because we all have problems sometimes outside of Speedway, so as long as they let me know what's going on, and we can work things out, and I hope if I can help them to make their life a bit easier on track side, that's all part of my job, not just filling the programming. And it's not so much about me, it's about the guys and keeping them all focused.
Absolutely. Predictions for tonight, you got one?
No, don't do predictions. No. I just want them all I want it to be a good meeting for Speedway, and I want to win, obviously, and I do like winning down here at Poole.
Yeah.
We're the only ones who've done it this year, I believe, so and I've got a full team, so we're giving ourselves the best chance tonight, so yeah, we're going to have a go. Anything else?
I thought you'd agree.
You got something in that?
Anyway,
I was
good luck
thank
tonight.
No problem.
Good luck, Peter.
Well done.
And
Good luck on
hopefully
your career.
Oxford have a good night tonight.
Cheers, buddy.
So the Pirates end up winning, Lucky. What did you think? Did they deserve it in the end?
Yeah, I think both teams deserve to win, but the Pirate virtual loss and sensational 15-point maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sign for the Pirates. If he keeps doing that here, they're gonna be dominant here.
Yeah. We are at Oxford Speedway. As we said, we got an interview. Well, we're going to sit down and interview with Jamie Courtney. This is like hen's teeth, the amount of interviews you do. It's that rare. Jamie, you've got to be one of the busiest men within British Speedway. Obviously been involved with both Oxford and Berwick, but especially the fact that you do both tracks. So to give the kind of audience a wee bit of an insight into this, if we look at last Saturday with Berwick at home to, I forget now who we were actually racing.
I forgot.
Who looked?
Glasgow Tigers.
Glasgow. And then you had a Chargers meeting here on the Sunday, so still on track on the tractor at 10:30 on the Saturday night, but here on the Sunday morning. This kind of gig with the tracks takes quite a lot of stamina, really, doesn't it?
It's total madness. I couldn't even remember who we were against last Saturday for a second there. Yeah, it's crazy. Not enough hours in the day, but we've got, without the teams around us of good people helping, I don't think any of it would be possible. But, I think there's a lot of work goes on during the week that people don't see. There's a lot of good people behind that who do that work. Going from that, the track prep, I don't know. I've never ever known it to be so precise.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's the engines, the bikes, a bit of everything really. But, I think overseeing it, making sure the tracks run good, from an entertainment point of view and probably a rider safety point of view, trying to make sure it's the best product we can put out to the fans.
Absolutely. And you spoke there about the support network in the background. How important is that? Because obviously you've got to cultivate relationships with people through the years of trusting people, that essentially when you're running all these different aspects, when you look at it as well, putting together 4 teams, and we all know it's difficult to keep the same 7 riders for the full season. So all these different elements of like needing that support network.
It's mental. I think, you know, obviously here at Oxford we've got Peter Schrock, team manager of the 3 teams. Like Oxford having 3 teams, we're probably, you know, 2.5 times as busy.
2 minutes to the off, 2 minutes.
But we've got the, you know, the people behind the scenes who, yeah, without them we wouldn't be probably being able to do any of what we do. Like Wayne's on the track today at the dog racing, and then he helps me with the track here at Oxford. And then likewise at Berwick, we've got Razor during the week doing the track. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the end of the season. To be honest with you.
Absolutely, you definitely need a lot of stamina. Now, if there's one thing I love coming into any kind of sporting arena when there's no one here, because I think you kind of get a feel for like the history of stuff. I'm very much into that. This place, anytime I've came and there's no one been in, I get there's the ghosts of the past around here as well. Obviously, when you've revived that, and you to still have that feeling, I suppose, within in Oxford, that you've got those. You can just imagine the legends of the past going round here still, but that's testament to you guys in the way that you've kind of get that set back up again.
Yeah, totally. Like, I was just speaking to Jonas on the way in. Hans Nielsen helps him a lot.
4 minutes to the off, 4 minutes, ground to go on the line.
We're going to keep getting interrupted every time. But speaking to Jonas on the way in, you know, he's friends with Hans Nielsen. Hans Nielsen's probably got to be the biggest legend of Oxford all time. Then you've got like Simon Wigg, legend of Simon Wigg. Like, we just walked through the tunnel that the famous picture of Simon in the tunnel is from. So yeah, it's great. There is a lot of nostalgia, and like obviously the bits that nobody sees is the 6 days a week dogs are running.
Yeah.
So like going back to the track prep, you know, people are, wow, why didn't you just get that done on that day? Well, obviously we're working around a busy stadium schedule.
Yeah.
Like it rained last night and we've got like a half a flooded track out there. You know, we're not running this week, which is fortunate, but yeah, there's so much goes on. Like I wish we could probably tell the story of a promoters week.
Yeah.
Stick a couple of cameras on it. I don't think many people would understand. Like yesterday is a great example. Picked Nick up, took him to Leicester, dropped him off there, went to Johnsy's, came back here, loaded the van, went off to Poole, got the boys sorted. I didn't have a mechanic for Francis Gust, so I ended up mechanicing for him myself. Just madness.
It's non-stop. Jamie, obviously with the amount that you're involved in the sport, like, it's fair to say that it must be a vocation for you, rather. It's not your regular 9 to 5, you clock off, you get downtime, you get break time and lunch time and stuff like that. But this is a 7 day a week for about. When do you get time to switch off really for the sport?
I don't know. I managed to get a holiday in at the end of last season, but the whole holiday was scuppered to Dubai, trying to sign riders and all sorts. So I don't know. It's like, I can't really think. I don't know what normal life would be.
Yeah. do you often think like that though? Because obviously you got a young family and stuff like that as well. Do you ever kind of assess that situation? Also, what else would you do? I suppose.
Yeah, I know what I'd done before all this got busy. So yeah, could go back to that quite easy and have a hassle-free life. But I don't know. The Speedway, like, it's kind of just a part of you. It's life. Like, I don't know. My missus is great with it. Yeah. Ruben's obviously riding now, so he's loving it. We're obviously off to Berwick tomorrow. We've got Edinburgh tomorrow night, Berwick Saturday. So we're staying up there for the weekend. But yeah, I don't know what, you know, I raced, packed in from racing, disappeared for a while, started my events company, and then when me and Scott took over Berwick, that was kind of it
Yeah.
for the last 8 or 9 seasons, whatever that is. There's a bit of a gap there where COVID came in, but yeah, I think it's just life, isn't it? And like when you're working with the riders so close, you see how much effort they're putting in.
Yeah.
You know, you seen yesterday, there's like a pretty mixed up day where we've got Nick signed for Berwick, so I'm dropping him off at Leicester to get his practice in. Then on the way back, picking an engine up for Francis for Oxford to go down to Poole. So there's quite a lot of moving parts there. Obviously, there's a lot of good people behind the scenes also doing that, which nobody sees. You know, Peter Schrock had went to Stansted yesterday to pick Francis up, to be able to get him here in time. So that's why I went and picked the engine up. Logistically, like when we've got riders flying in, the logistical challenges are pretty crazy. And like going back to normal life, couldn't get hotels for the boys last night, so they all crashed at my place. So yeah, it is what it is. We're just getting on with it and getting the job done, really.
Absolutely. What are the main differences between Berwick and Oxford, would you say?
I think Oxford, obviously, with it being quite new and it being closed down for so long, trying to probably re-establish the links and the people. You know, I think very quickly we got our track staff in place, but it's took us a few years to get, you know, the workshop finished and all the other little pieces that not a lot of people would know exist in between it, and that all becomes from good people who are a part of it, and most of them are volunteers. And like obviously comparing Oxford and Berwick, Berwick's a small town, but it's had Speedway for a very long time. So I think that you could say Berwick is already more established and it's got already more of its volunteers and staff in place. But yeah, I think, you know, the other thing that's not comparable is Berwick's the only club in the leagues that's a town, whereas like Oxford's a city club. So I think you have like a different, like we were talking yesterday about the traffic. You know, a traffic jam in Berwick's probably 5 minutes. You know, 3 miles to go to Poole, and it was an hour on the sat nav. So I think that's
the demographics are completely different, aren't they?
Yeah, the culture of it as well is very different. You know, a builder's merchant here will be open on a Saturday and Sunday, whereas Berwick at 12 o'clock on a Saturday, everything's shut. So it's, but yeah, you could refer Berwick as a holiday town.
So in terms of I know for knowing you're heavily involved with the kind of sport in the background and stuff as well. Where do you see this sport at the moment? Because we spoke in the podcast maybe a few weeks ago in terms of there looks to be a bit of a sliding doors kind of moment coming up in the winter in terms of Birmingham closing and obviously TV deals up and stuff like that. So it's a pretty big winter for the sport. Like how do you see the kind of overall British Speedway at the moment?
Yeah, I'm quite excited by it. I think I don't know what the word is for this, but it's such a big time for British Speedway. We've got like a real good opportunity here to kind of click reset and learn from what worked and what didn't work, and actually restructure all of this. So it's, you know, it's a real solid business model for all of us. And you know, I'm a big believer in the National League, like progression, development, from youth all the way through. So if this next few months, planning on what 2026 looks like, could come, you know, I'm really passionate, and that is probably my biggest push, is we can then progress, and it's a big push on youth development and progression from the lower levels up. But yeah, I think to try and get everybody to agree on the same plan is always difficult, like no matter what it is or what level, whether we're talking, you know, league level or whether we're just talking like even small decisions. It's, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but like this next few months is obviously a real big push for everybody to kind of club together and focus on what actually works for probably the next, like a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, and we can actually maintain clubs. You know, I went to Birmingham last week and I was gutted. It was like, you know, I was kind of like aware that it was the last time we were going there as a team. I felt like...
we also seen Dan Bewley through the week saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know, I've got a frog in my throat talking about it, and I've got no connections to Birmingham, but they are a speedway club, and we're passionate about speedway, and you know, seeing another club go, and obviously, like we were talking about when we were at the track, being like, oh my god, like a few months time this could be knocked down, there could be houses here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, we went and played golf just at North Oxford last week. That's getting bulldozed and there's houses going on it. Like I know there's a need for housing, but flattening recreational places and sporting stadiums for houses when there's a field next door that could have been, just does not make sense. I know the guys at Coventry are doing a big push to get that back up and open, but it's just like doesn't make sense why it was closed for so long. So after, you know, being a part of Oxford's revival, as you could call it, it doesn't make sense to me. Like obviously there should be more protection for sports stadiums when it comes to housing. Like and like when Kevin got the lease on this place, Kevin wants it to be used. You know, you've got the boxing academy downstairs, you got dogs, we've got speedway. There's quite a lot goes on here, and like there is a big community push there, which you know, I hope for, I don't know, something positive could come for Birmingham. I don't know if that's even possible, but if they could save it in the next few months, I know they said it's done with, but until it's knocked down, it's not done with, in my opinion.
Absolutely, because we've seen that with tracks in the past as well, the very recent past.
Where Saturday one.
Yeah, exactly. You talk about Armadale and the first kind of shutting down where it was supposed to happen at Swindon, where it never happened. Obviously, they kept going. So I suppose you never really know what's going to happen.
Absolutely, and that's why you know, never give up and never say never, because I was one of the people who never thought this would come back. Yeah. And it is. So I think I learned quite a lot from that. Yeah. Like, until it's flattened and there is houses on it, then there's every chance, and it probably just needs good people behind the scenes pushing it all the way. And there is. That's the other part is there is good people. Like, you know, recently we've had Workington come back into the leagues. They've built a great facility there. You know, we need all the places we've got in terms of when it comes to racing facilities to be able to cater for other activities as well, because obviously you need the revenue from all aspects to be able to keep the stadiums going. Like Speedway's March or October, there's still 4 months that needs something to happen. Like we ground share at Berwick with the football club, obviously. We overlap our seasons, but like most places now, I don't think, you know, you would have a standalone stadium just for one sport. I think there's, you know, it needs to be multi-purpose. So hopefully the guys at Birmingham can get something together and, you know, put a plan together that they could be back at the tape soon. Absolutely.
Jimmy, I need to say you've done a phenomenal job here. I absolutely love coming to Oxford, and as you say, it has that kind of community feel around about it. I like this one thing I love about being involved in Berwick as well, the community aspect of it. It feels like a big thing. I mean, you kind of recreated that here as well. So just wanted to say on the thing when that you're doing a great job. And the thing is it's quite easy to listen to kind of social media chatter and stuff like that, but I think there's got to be sometimes I sit back and assess where everybody is, if you get what that means.
Absolutely. Like social media, it's great for promoting things, but you know, we all see the comments and silly comments from people who probably don't know half of what they're talking about. I let that fly, to be honest, and don't take that serious. Like I would say, give them the opportunity. Like most people, like Berwick, when me and Scott took over, first year there was still a few people who, you know, commented and things and put them right. Just said to them after me, like Berwick's so easily accessible. So, you know, there were, like for example, Oxford, probably the feeling of Oxford was, do you know what? This is also easy accessible. Like I go to the bar after every meeting, the Champs Bar. Somebody wants to talk and actually get the insight on what really happened instead of talking on social media. Because there's always more to the story. Like last night, somebody's slagging Pete off for not putting France in heat 13. I had spoke to Pete during the meeting. Jonas had a clutch burnout in his previous heat. So put a new clutch in, you know, why wouldn't you give him heat 13? He's also a guy who can win a race. Like all the boys chipped in. That like that's where, like, from a fan's perspective, I respect it and understand it. And sometimes I'm like, why can't we give them the story of what happens in the pits more?
Yeah.
So weirdly, when we were reopening Oxford, like, I was like, yeah, we have to build the new pits in the back straight. And I know that was a 50-50. Like, we obviously just took Luke down to the old pits there. We're talking about riding through the tunnel, and like, yeah, that was great, and it was a bit of a showpiece for Oxford. But at the same time, the fan journey with having the pits on the back straight, the fans can come around before the meeting, and also during the meeting, everybody can look over and see what's going on. So like, that might be my opinion, but the feedback from having the pits on the back straight is, I think it's good. But like looking into like fan engagement, we're really accessible. If a fan wants to say something, we're there at 6 o'clock, which is great. Like, and I think that's where Speedway is quite special in a way. I don't really know many other sports where you can get, take the kids over to the pits and get their autograph in the picture with, the superstars. Like, I don't know, like, how other sports it would be that accessible.
No, definitely, I completely agree. I think that's where Speedway's unique. You get guys coming into the bar and stuff after us as well, and you can speak to them about how their meetings went and stuff. It's definitely. Jamie, thank you very much for giving me your time. As I say, it's quite rare that you do these type of sit-down interviews, but one thing we're going to do as a wee special is that Luke's now going to ask Jamie a couple of questions, so we'll cut to that in a moment.
Here we have Jamie Courtney, Oxford and Berwick promoter. Jamie, how do you run this?
I don't know, Luke. Can you tell me?
No.
I don't know, lots of passion, lots of effort, and to be honest, like, probably based on the riders, looking at it, trying to make a better Speedway product and do my bit for Speedway.
I don't know how Peter Shop does manage all 3 clubs.
I don't know either. Not a lot of sleep.
No.
When we've got injuries, it's a disaster. Riders missing, trying to get guest riders, it's super hard. Like, I take my hat off to Pete. He's got a unique job in running 3 teams. I think when we just had the 2 teams, it's probably quite a smart plan. You could obviously, we had the National League there, a couple of riders could guest in the championship, but when we went Premiership as well, that was just a different dynamic and a different level.
Yep. Do you think Bandits will make the playoffs?
I hope so.
Cheers.
I hope so. I think we definitely could have done with a home win at Berwick last Saturday and an away win at Plymouth for Oxford. But we've got a busy weekend this weekend. That the results from this weekend will definitely determine where I think we'll be, whether it's playoff place. I think we've got a good solid base. We've worked very hard to get the changes in. Obviously, I'm absolutely gutted. Obviously, Danyon had his injury the other week. Wishing him best, Danyon. I think, obviously, Jonas coming in, and obviously signing Nick this week gives the Bandits the best chance of getting up to the playoffs. Oxford, we nearly had a full team last night. Jordan's obviously still out injured. Wishing you best, buddy. But yeah, I think we showed on track last night what performance the Cheetahs put on, how strong the team is when we've got all the boys there.
This might be a hard question, but see if it was a Bandits Cheetahs playoffs final, who would win?
Well, I'd say me as the winner there, because I can't lose.
No, you can't lose. You have to win or lose. You're always winning. Hello and welcome to the Dad Lad vlog with myself, Luke Frame, and my dad Scott Frame.
Yeah, we are here at Leicester for the second leg of the KO Cup final between the Leicester Lions and the Kingsland Stars. 45 all for the first leg. Lukey, how's this one going to go?
The track looks good, so I say Leicester get a comfortable victory tonight. But all in all, Kingsland have some good riders around here, Nicholls, Bomber and Nicholls. So Yeah, I say it's going to be close, or Leicester just ran away with it.
That's handy, because you said there that it was going to be comfortable for Leicester and then it's going to be close, but we'll see where it goes, because you're obviously covering both bases there.
Yeah, so, but overall, I think Leicester will win this comfortably, or it's close.
Right, let's see if we could get some people to interview ahead of it, right?
Yes.
And we can speak to some of the riders and people involved and see if we can grab maybe someone for the BSN as well.
Yeah.
Lee, BSN, got to speak about BSN, haven't we? Because it's such a fantastic thing for the sport. I mean, it's growing year on year as well, and it's such a good thing to have it involved with the sport, really, isn't it?
Do you know, I genuinely remember the day I saw it advertised. They were advertising for presenters, commentators, and I just said to my wife, I'm just going to fire an email. I didn't know it was Ben, I didn't know Martin at that point. I fired it in, and do you know what? To be involved from the very beginning has been immense. I absolutely love it. It's kept me fully involved. It's got me more involved, I think. And the product, year on year, has gotten better and better and better and better. It's exceptional. It's amazing.
You're a credit to it as well. You're excellent on it, and it's seems like a good group of guys that you've all got on well with.
Yeah, thank you. And they all are. I don't think it matters who we've got on.
Yeah.
Everybody delivers something slightly different. Everyone's got their own personality, and that was the big thing that they're like Ben and Martin. They said, just be you.
Yeah.
Don't try and be anybody different. Just be yourself. And so you got like Greg and Paul Bowen, myself. I can't be anything other than me. So I have a giggle with the riders in the booth, and we have a laugh. And most of the shots, I'm smiling. It's just how I am and how it is.
Absolutely. You're also involved with Oxford TV, being a big Swindon guy. We need to address the elephant in the room with that one. How do you find that?
Well, I kind of got a big get-out clause, really, because my dad was Oxford captain for 2 years. I kind of like I wear the shirt, and you know, it was good enough for him. It's good enough for me. And do you know what? Because where we are in Swindon, we grew up going to Speedway, so it'd be Swindon one night, Oxford another night, then Reading down to Exeter. So I didn't have any rivalry. I had no Swindon-Oxford rivalry whatsoever. Because I'd walk into the pits at Oxford and see like Simon Wigg, Hans Nielsen, Marvin Cox. Oh my God, these guys are incredible. So it's actually it's harder for the Swindon side of my friends to see it, but for me it's just brilliant. I love it, and I'm so grateful to be involved down there. I really enjoy it.
Absolutely. Look, what's your one question and one question only?
How many miles do you do a year?
How many miles? A lot of miles. I do a lot of miles because with my job as well, I have to do a lot of driving as well. And my son does go-karting, so we do a lot of miles. I coach a football team, so I do a lot of miles. My other son plays football, so I drive him a lot of miles. So we cover a lot of miles.
The insurance is through the roof.
It is. But I love every second of it. Whether it's football, karting, speedway, love it. I love it. As you do, I bet.
Maxie, obviously a massive night for Leicester. Maybe think you should come into this one maybe leading after the first leg. Are you happy with the draw?
No, I think we're happy with the draw. I think Kings Lynn have shown in recent weeks that they're in good form and are very capable at home. You've seen them pull off some good results, home and away. So I think today, we're definitely going to have to bring our A game. But we have been good at home, so hopefully we can just kind of continue our recent form at home, and hopefully that'll be enough. But it's going to be a tough night overall.
You're in a rich vein of form yourself, never mind the team's been in a rich vein of form as well. What are you putting that down to? Just been in the groove slightly?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel good, especially here at home, and then we've had a few good away meetings as well, a few wins and some good meetings for myself as well. So hopefully we can get out the rest of the year. But at the moment I'm feeling good, and plenty of riding, plenty of racing on the bike, so maybe that has something to do with it. That mid-season grind, we're getting there, and with plenty of time on the bike now, and feel all right.
Absolutely, and the form for yourself comes at a great time with 3 Grand Prix left as well. You'll be hoping to carry it into that and all.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we can carry that form into the Grand Prix. There's, like you said, 3 rounds remaining, and I need to get every point I can at this point. So we're going to go out there and give it a good crack and see where we end up.
Absolutely right. Lucky, you've got one question only that you're asking Max.
How did you get involved in Speedway?
I got involved in Speedway pretty young. How old are you?
9.
9. I was your age when I first started riding Speedway. And a family friend of ours introduced me to Speedway. I was riding motocross before that, and a family friend introduced me, bought me a Speedway bike and got me started. So I was very fortunate like that.
So Mitchell Davies invited him to the Monarchs Academy now to start the revies and stuff like that. What advice are you giving him just starting out?
the most important thing is you have fun. Every time on the bike, you go out there and have a good time.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Max. Have a good night tonight.
Thank you, Max.
No worries.
Scotty, back from injury into the Premiership, right in at the deep end here, and right into a cup final. First of all, how are you feeling? Are you glad to be back on the bike?
Yeah, I am. I don't make it easy for myself, do I? No, I am. It was, I kind of waited till I'd done a few before I kind of committed anyway. And I mean, Leicester's a track I like, and yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Yeah. But no, it's just good to get back on the bike. And week by week, I mean, it's been a bit of a battle, I've got to be honest. Yeah. It's long time off of the bike and stuff like that. But yeah, just race by race, I feel like I'm settling in a bit more. Absolutely.
See, when you've had that long off the bike, do you forget how hard the travelling is?
Oh man, riding's easy. That's easy. The travelling's hard. I was just looking ahead like next week, and I was like, oh man, I've got a Redcar to Plymouth, and that's a fair old stomp. Yeah. So yeah, it is. I mean, I don't miss that bit at all. Yeah. The travelling is just, that's the hard part about it. But no, it's it's good to be back, and it's good to be racing, and just the interaction and stuff like that. You kind of miss that. So
absolutely, because as we all know, the Speedway is a bit of a community as well. We all live on top of one another in a certain way. Plymouth though, look as if you guys have got a senior Armadale. Look as if you've got a strong top 5 as well, and looks as if the promotion have certainly not given up on in the playoffs, because at this stage of the season you would never think about everyone's in the hunt for one of those spots.
Definitely. I mean, when I spoke to them, about racing for them this year, that was, they said, look, we're bringing you in because we want to try and make the playoffs. Yeah. And they said everybody's got a realistic chance. I think, we didn't put a bad showing in at Edinburgh. I think we were unlucky not to kind of capitalise more at Oxford away. Yeah. We got the aggregate point, but I think we should have gone there and got a win. But look, that Speedway. Every rider has their ups and downs, but we've got a good sort of top end of the team. We've got a solid team. When you look at it, every team's there to be beaten, and they're all up and down. I mean, there's a few sitting pretty at the top, but. No, definitely. It's
as long as they take points off everybody else, that's the main thing.
Exactly. It's it's a game. I don't tend to look too much at that, but at the same time, it's how it is. That's out of your control. But there's still a good. Although it's late in the season in one respect, there's still a lot of meetings left for us to get the points on the board.
Yeah, there's a lot of big meetings coming up. Right, Licky, what's your one question to Scott?
Do you think Plymouth can get to the playoffs?
Well, I think they can. That's certainly the goal. I think we can. I think if we can be strong at home, get the wins at home, and pick up a few bonus points along the way, or the aggregate bonus point, then I'm sure we can. Fingers crossed. That's the plan.
Thank you very much, Scott. Good luck tonight.
Cheers. Thanks.
Thanks. Rob, obviously a massive meeting for the Stars this evening. It's probably an obvious statement from me, but the message from yourself is this: all's not lost here. There's everything still to play for in this one. One-off meeting essentially.
Yeah, it is. It's a cup final, so anything can happen, and two good teams, two similar teams in some ways in terms of strength. Leicester obviously on their home track, so they'll be favourites, but that comes with pressure as well. So our boys know this place pretty well, and they've all been had many laps around here. So we go into it with an open mind, and the boys will give it 100% and be going for it, because we surprised a lot of people by getting here, by beating Ipswich, and so there's no reason why we can't do it again.
How would you assess the season as a whole?
Disappointing in some ways. We felt this team that we had at the start was capable of top 4, and I still maintain that it probably would have been top 4 if we managed to keep all 7 intact, or certainly for the majority of the season. But we lost Ben Cook early on, and that was if you're going to lose riders, he was probably the worst one to lose. His average had tumbled from number 1 down by a point, which has been difficult to replace him with guests, etc. So it's damaged us in terms of results, but the boys have battled on, and you never say never, and it's not mathematically impossible to get to the playoffs. But I'd say disappointing for that reason, really. But as always, injuries have curtailed the progress.
Absolutely. Scott comes in this evening, another sign that you guys are going for it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. We looked at that, and Scott's got a lot of experience, as we all know, and he's ridden this place many times, rode here and won the league here with Leicester. So we felt we had to do something and change it up a little bit from Monday. So options were limited, but we felt Scott was the best option, and he was happy to do it. So
absolutely. Right, look, what's your one question to Rob?
Is it hard to be Kingsland manager, or easy?
That's $1 million question, that, yeah. It depends really. It depends if the boys are up for it and they're going well, then the job's easy. But if we're struggling and I've only got half a team, then it becomes a difficult challenge. But it's all part and parcel of the job, so good and bad.
I asked Nicholls this in the preview that we did in terms of maybe not having that kind of superstar in the team like maybe some other teams. No disrespect to the guys you've got, obviously, but does that create maybe a tighter team ethos that you guys have had?
Yeah, we've had a good team spirit. There's no problem there at all. The boys have gelled quite well because they all know each other pretty well anyway. And as you know, a lot of these riders race against and for with each other in different leagues all over Europe. So they've known each other a long time, and team spirit's been pretty good, to be fair, even though we've had the problems we've had. So without any superstars, does it make it any better? I don't think it probably makes it any better, but it certainly doesn't make it any worse. It's a good ethos, yeah.
Absolutely. Good luck this evening, Rob. I hope you can push it close and we get at least a last heat decider out of this one.
That's what everybody would want, I'm sure. And if we can get to that, then happy days, really.
Absolutely. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Kyle, big meeting tonight.
Yep.
How's the nerves ahead of this one?
Yeah, good. Kind of been in this position before, so I kind of have a rough idea what it's like. I think obviously quite happy that we did a good result on Monday. Yep. But there's a lot of pressure on and there's a lot to play for. Obviously we're drawing, so it's like a fresh start.
Starts again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're having a good season, both with Glasgow and Leicester. You enjoying this year?
Yeah, last year I had a lot of stuff going on in my private life, and coming into this season it was all sorted and fresh, and just enjoying it, and had a fresh change with Leicester and Glasgow, and I've been still getting used to Glasgow. I haven't had a lot of home meetings throughout the summer. Without sounding daft, like in August I've got 6 home meetings. Yeah. So I think I've only had 6 home meetings all year pretty much. So yeah, I'm still getting there, but no, it's been good and consistent. Both teams are in a push for the playoffs. Yeah. So we just want to keep it going and take it step by step, but obviously August, as you know, is a big month for Speedway.
Absolutely. Just looking at Leicester's form, and really rich vein of form at the moment, that's what you kind of want at this time of the year, isn't it? You want to get all the snags out the way early season and kind of hit form round about this time before hitting the playoffs.
Yeah, I think we're coming into good form at the right time of the season with some good away wins at Sheffield. Yeah. Obviously the second one no one really expected, but we did that. And obviously to go to King's Lynn the other night, we were winning, but I think sometimes you'd take a draw, wouldn't you, away from home?
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're coming in good form at home, so right time of the season, like you said, to be coming into it.
Absolutely. Right, what's your question for Kyle?
How did you get involved with Speedway?
Basically my father used to ride bikes, and then I used to go watch him, and then kind of like 2008 he took me to Buxton Cardiff, and then he took me to Buxton for my first go, and then from then on I just followed it.
Yeah, you are. Been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
And been skint ever since.
That's it.
Thanks very much, Kyle. Cheers.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you. Cheers. Right, look, we've spoke to both teams. Both teams are just getting ready for track walk now, so we're going to let the guys get into race mode, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, having spoken to both teams now, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking close meeting. What Rob just said, everybody wants it to be close. I don't think Stuart wants it to be close, so they both want to win, which they both want to win this trophy, but I think Leicester will win this.
Right, okay. So as I said, both teams now are going in their track walk. So the Dad Lad vlog will switch. Hopefully we can maybe get back in later for some maybe interviews or whatever. But we will maybe get some footage throughout the meeting as well. So let's see who wins.
Who do you think will win? That's the main
Leicester,
thing.
52-38.
Leicester, 46-44. Last heat decider.
Right, good. Right, let's see how we go. Look at the finals just finished, 60-30 to the Lions. Big win.
That's a huge win for the Lions. I'm sure the Stars will be pretty disappointed, but fair play to the Lions. I think how Kings Lynn just couldn't stop them.
They couldn't, they were on fire. Let's see if we can grab some Lions once they've had the trophy presentation, see if we can get some interviews.
Yep.
Right, look, you get in there, the smell that you can smell is the smell of winning, Stuart. It's the smell of this is what winning smells like.
100%.
You must have enjoyed that tonight. I mean, it was a dominant display. I mean, when you're a team manager, what you're looking for is your boys to go out and do it and be as least stressful as possible, and that's what your guys gave you the night, didn't they?
First 3 or 4 races, we went touch and go sort of thing. It was a bit tighter than I expected it to be. So we come into our own. I think the Nicholls Clint exclusion, I think it hurt them, sort of thing. I think they were looking for Max to go. We kind of built momentum after that. Second half of the meeting, we come into our own and we're on a different level. My riders, as I say, are going to deserve all the praise they're going to get in the next 2 or 3 days. Thought they were fantastic to a man, and it's a nice feeling. It's always great to win, yeah.
Last 5 heats, so dominant.
Aye, blew them away, out the starts. Clever first bends, looking for each other, all the things that a team manager's looking for, and is happy to see. We got that tonight. The action for the crowd. If you can't enjoy nights like this, there's no point in Speedway,
Exactly, there's no point in being in sport. What's your question for Stuarty?
I've no clue, but I was going to ask one. How did you become a team manager?
How did I become a team manager? Well,
you bought a team.
I used to own Glasgow Tigers with another man, and I kind of self-promoted myself. I think it's one of the best moves that I've done, to be honest with you.
For nights like this,
good question, thank you.
For nights like this, it's well worth it.
It certainly was. It was well worth it. It was great feeling. The reaction and support was fantastic to see. This club's been starved at any success before.
Great to see a crowd like that as well.
Bouncing.
Sure,
Kings Lynn was the same on Monday, Scott, and the fact that we got a massive crowd again tonight, they're still there. Yeah. We just need to get them there more often.
Yeah,
I think, definitely, mate.
Absolutely, congratulations.
Cheers, guys. Thank you, news. Cheers. Cheers.
Massive congratulations to you. It was a fantastic night for Leicester. Really, really dominant performance.
Yeah, it's on now. It's really good. I think we've been pretty solid here the last couple of months, and so I felt when we went to Kings Lynn and got a draw, we could be pretty confident. But yeah, they got a good side also, and pretty strong all the way through. So yeah, we definitely put them through the sword tonight, and really happy with the whole team performance.
Yeah, you guys have been really, really good form recently as well, and it's just at the right time. And winning breeds winning, as I've said before, and one trophy in the bag, one to go, as they say.
I'm really happy. It's I was here in 2019 when we won the league, and now to move up the Premiership and be able to win a trophy, it's an unreal feeling, and the club definitely deserves it. They put a lot of hard work in here, and the crowd seems to be growing. There's a great crowd tonight, so hopefully we can continue that for the rest of the season and get to the playoff final.
Absolutely. What's your question for Ryan?
Have you enjoyed tonight?
I have enjoyed tonight. It's I always enjoy winning, obviously, and had some good race wins. So another good day.
Absolutely. You've got your testimonial coming up. Unfortunately, it was washed out at the start of the season. What's grey hair's probably growing the way you didn't necessarily think. Are you looking forward to it though? Yeah.
Yeah. I never realised how stressful it was trying to organise it, and then the rain was fine all day, and then absolutely bucketed down. So but everything happens for a reason. I think a lot of people didn't come on the day because the forecast wasn't great. So we'll get another crack at it. Hopefully, some good weather and get a good turnout, and it'll be good.
Good luck with it, Ryan. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, guys, thanks.
Good luck, Ryan.
Thanks very much. Sammy, congratulations. A fantastic night for both you and the club, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It was hard to take getting second last year in the league, and to just get a trophy for the club this early on in the season is really nice. So, stoked for that. And as well, personally, I got second place in about 5 competitions last year, so it was nice to finally get a trophy. I think I was due.
I was going to say, you're a bit of a serial winner in Britain, so a couple of second places is not going to do you any harm, really, is it?
Yeah, we may have won the Knockout Cup. I think we might have won the Knockout Cup with Wolves a few years ago, so it's nice to do it again. To do it early on in the season, like I said, and we had a good turnout today. Mum and Dad are here, so I'm happy.
I was just about to say that. I was talking to Tegan, she was saying your mum and dad are over, the kids are here as well. I mean, you must be buzzing with that kind of side of things as well, because you've never really had that side of things, really.
No, I've never had it when Mum and Dad are here to see like a big cup final or anything like that. So I didn't actually realise how big this was until I got in today and seen the crowd pumping, and yeah, in the end, it was a good buzz.
I think we need to speak about the crowd as well, because it was big, it was bustling, it was loud, and it's what British Speedway needs, really, isn't it? And it'd be good if we could get them to come every week, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's easy with the school holidays at this time of the year down here, and I think it was a really wise move actually to have the cup final at this time of the year, so anyone could come and watch. With late nights aren't a bad thing. So I've had the whole family here, which is good. So to see the crowd like that is, I think it's a bonus, and maybe they need to look to do things like this in the future.
To look at your own performance tonight, to only drop a point, you must be delighted with that.
Yeah, I felt a little bit sketchy in the first couple of heats, so I was a bit unsure, and then went to walk away with only dropping 1 point. Definitely can't complain. So that was nice. Neil's been working hard. We've been pretty busy. Neil, my mechanic. So we've been very busy, and and Mitch Clough has jumped in and been helping out too to take the load off us. So it's a busy time of the year, but yeah, it's nice.
It's good. Good to get silverware at this time of year. Lucky, what's your question for Sam?
How did you get involved in Speedway?
In Speedway? Oh, my cousins used to race, and I wasn't really good at anything else, so Speedway was where it went.
Don't let him tell you that. He was a boxer, a footballer, and God knows what else. He was good at other sports. Yeah. Sammy, congratulations and good luck with the rest of the season.
Cheers, mate.
Hopefully you can get another wee trophy under your belt.
Me too.
Maybe not in the championship though.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay, that brings to an end the Leicester leg of our Dad Lad tour for the Dad Lad vlog, and it's easy for me to say. You enjoy your night?
Yeah, it's been good. Leicester, as I said earlier, Leicester deserved it. Kingsland first leg put a real threat to them, but I think after the heat 7, Kingsland just couldn't handle with Leicester.
Good for you as well with Leicester, because a lot of people, a lot of your favourite riders in that team. Was it good to speak to them all?
Yeah, it's been good. We got a lot of them. We can try and get a lot more in the coming days.
Yeah, we can, because we are now back to the hotel tomorrow morning, straight up to Redcar for Redcar versus Glasgow. So you'll catch us at the Echo Arena.
Hello and welcome to the Dad Lad vlog with myself, Flick Frame, and my dad, Scott Frame. Tonight we are at the Echo Arena in Redcar for the Redcar Bears versus Glasgow Tigers. Dad, are you up for it?
Yes, I think it's going to be an absolute barnstormer, a meeting. Two evenly matched teams. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. It's been a long day getting up for Leicester after the cup final last night, which we loved. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yep.
So we are going to see if we can get a couple of interviews with a couple of the guys for each side. So let's see who we can get before the meeting starts. Leon, you guys have been going well this season, going a lot of good results on the road as well. You enjoying this season?
Yeah, it's been good. Here and for Sheffield, it's been good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a few duffers, but. Yeah, it's good. On a Glasgow side, we've been pretty good on the road. So yeah, just hoping to continue that form.
Big meeting tonight, two evenly matched teams as well. Track you like?
Yeah, I've had some good ones round here. So yeah, hopefully.
Some sketchy parades.
We most certainly have. That was definitely one to forget, but. I mean, I definitely caused the end of that parade, didn't I?
There was a few boys cursing you that day. We've seen you in action with Team GB this season as well. Have you enjoyed that? Enjoyed the responsibility as captain with under 24 team?
Yeah, definitely. You know yourself. It's so hard out there, and if you want to be the best, you've got to be competing against the best. As much, of a pain they are for the travel and many other things. I don't think I would ever say no to them. Trying to prove my capability against them. yeah, just hopefully more of the young guys kind of see it that way as well and do the same.
Absolutely, Leon. Luke, sorry, you're a fupa. Luke, what's your question for Leon?
Leon, I'm starting like Speedway. What do you call it? Training, Speedway training. Can you give me some tips?
Don't bother. Your poor dad wallet doesn't go far enough. No, just try and get amongst it. I think the best thing I ever did was get real involved around riders. I mean, obviously a lot of people are in different situations. I was lucky enough to have kind of a big speedway background and heavily involved family with speedway. So I think being around it, even when I was about 11, 12, I was always in the pits. I would go away down south with Kev Doolan in the summer holidays and give him a hand, and just being around it all, that's where you learn the most, and that's the most vital thing.
There you go. Well, good luck tonight and the rest of the season, Leon, all right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leon.
New York, eh?
Danny, really good to see you. Last time I was here, I'm actually getting phantom pains.
I remember.
from the last time I was here, there was a lot of kind of flashbacks hitting me.
The little walk, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went for a wee bit of a stroll. Went all right, as far as I can remember.
Oh, I can remember. Your feet weren't all right.
Absolutely. I was just saying to you before we started to record there, you've had a wee bit of a quieter period right in the middle of the season. Must have been nice to spend a bit of time with the family.
The kids have been away, so yeah, no, it's strange, yeah. It catch up this week. We're absolutely flat out now for the next few weeks, so it's been nice to regroup. Sometimes you need that bit of extra time to go through the bikes and kit and stuff, but yeah, it was a bit strange.
Absolutely. Season as a whole, you enjoying it? Both the Redcar and Ipswich?
Yeah, I am actually. It's obviously last year was a bit of a disappointment with the injury, missed a lot of meetings, and this year so far it's been steady. Form's been pretty good. And I've been enjoying it, which is the main thing. So yeah, I can't say both teams are in good positions as well. Hopefully got a good look for the playoffs. So yeah, keep it going, I'll be happy. Yeah, we were actually talking in the podcast through the week about a team that's looking to break through the pack, because as we know at this point in the season there's 9 teams in with a shout at the playoffs. We're saying that Redcar would probably be most likely. Do you guys see it with that as well? I think it all depends on the Eric situation. Obviously that's hindering us a little bit at the moment. But hopefully we'll know a bit more what's going on in the coming days, and yeah, if we can get that part of the team sorted, hopefully we got a good chance. And you've got a big few weeks coming up with Ipswich as well. We've said it for weeks in terms of people jockeying for positions at the moment, but for you guys, obviously, you head to Bellevue on Monday as we record. That's a big match in terms of you want the accolade of finishing top, realistically, don't you? You do, but we also know it's all square once you get the playoffs, isn't it? So we've been there and won already this year, so there's no reason why we can't do it again. We got beat quite heavily the second time, so it could go either way. But if we're all on form, we can definitely go there and do something. Absolutely right. Lucky, what's your question for Danny?
Right, I'm starting speedway training. Can you give me some tips?
Yeah.
Leon said don't bother.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, someone once told me, I'm not sure it's the best advice, but they said if in doubt, go flat out.
There you go. Please don't. Why would you say that, Danny? Why on earth would you say that? Thanks very much for that. As I say, I can just feel myself getting skinter every time I have these conversations.
Yeah. Get him a pair of darts or football boots.
Yeah, you can start when Danny's sons start, all right?
Yeah, that ain't happening, mate.
Thanks very much, Danny.
Anytime.
Cammy, big point of the season for you and the Tigers now, as you said forward. Good 2 results last week. Didn't look like it on Friday night enough. I'm sure you were a wee bit nervous going into Saturday, but you boys get it over the line. But that's kind of a Tigers mentality for the last 2 years, almost certainly, isn't it?
That's the way we try to build the team, so we never give in. I think a lot of people wrote us off on Saturday down at Berwick, and the boys, especially the reserves, pulled out a massive one for us, and I was really chuffed coming home from Saturday night, because although we won on Friday, I was a wee bit deflated. I thought at one point we kind of let Berwick off a little bit. We could have been 10-2 up after 2, and there was times where we threw away a few silly points. Berwick were good, don't get me wrong. So, you know, we're written off on Saturday, and I love when we're written off because I just love coming to the party, then it's great.
Absolutely. Just as the season as a whole, though, that I'm sure you would like the Tigers' home form to be a bit stronger. There's been a couple of chinks in the armour there.
Yeah. Well, we've lost 2 meetings, Poole home and away, and both meetings were kind of really poor for us. But our home wins have been by narrower margins, Scott. But I think coming later in the season, we've now got 4 after today. We've got 4 home matches in a row. I think you'll see a difference.
You've got obviously a British-based team, obviously Velas Nagel coming in mid-season. Was that deliberate for you guys, maybe team spirit-wise, when you've got kind of 7 or 6 British guys?
100% at the start of the season, we wanted to go for 7 British riders. To stop, to make them all closer together, stop flying in, flying out. It wasn't to save money or anything like that. It was really just to get a bit of a bun.
Really an issue,
no, well, thankfully our owners. That's not really the biggest thing, which is great. But you've always got to be mindful for that. But no, it was really down to getting a spirit, a British kind of identity kind of thing, which I think was working. I mean, I feel sorry for Ashton. He just wasn't himself this year, and hopefully he can come back in the future. Just
looking at the league as a whole, Cammy, it's probably the most competitive the Championship's ever been.
100%.
When we look at British Speedway as a whole, and you hear murmurs of changes and stuff like that, really would be a shame to get rid of that. Like, if it were to happen, I'm talking hypotheticals, obviously, but this product that we have in the Championship is second to none throughout Europe. I
totally agree. I think our league's better overall than the Premiership because you get 2 races within one there. Sometimes in this championship you get 4 riders racing each other at the same time. We've seen it recently, and it's great. It's competitive, and it's a good standard. It's a better standard than we sometimes make out to be.
Absolutely.
I mean, you see young kids coming in at number 7 and they struggle for a while because they've come in with good pedigree. William Cairn started well, he's tailed off a little bit, he'll come back because he's talented, but he's even finding it hard, and everybody thought he would just go in and blow it away. It's harder than that.
Turns out Speedway is hard, Cammy.
Much harder, yeah.
Absolutely. Right, Lucky, what's your question for Cammy?
Is it hard or easy being Glasgow manager?
It's very difficult at times, but it's very enjoyable. I love it, absolutely love the job, and I've done it 6 years now and I'm totally comfortable with it.
You mentioned it being a dream job there. You're obviously a lifelong Tigers fan. Do you need to pinch yourself sometimes that you're this involved with it?
100%, yeah. But
is it worth the abuse? I think
listen. I don't even bother with abuse anymore. I'm off the chat groups. I don't do anything like that. I took advice a long time ago and it was the best thing ever. I do my thing, and I think I know what I'm doing now. I've done it long enough. But I love the job. But even more importantly than being Tigers manager, to be involved with getting the Fazenas to buy the club was the best thing that ever did for me personally for the club. But hope to win a lot more trophies before I hang the manager's hat up.
I got a bit long time before that happens.
Well, I don't know about that. The old legs are playing up. But no, I love the job and I love the club, as everyone knows that. And I'm very passionate, but very respectful for all the other teams. I want every team in. There was a time a couple of years ago where Edinburgh looked a bit ropey, and I came out with a proper statement saying, God, I don't want anything to happen to Edinburgh. Much as they're our biggest rivals, I love them to bits. No. It's same with all the teams. Don't want anyone to go.
We all need one another.
100%. There'll be if any more teams go, there's not going to be a league. So we need to watch out for each other.
Absolutely.
We want to win everywhere we go, no doubt about it. I hate losing. I mean, I don't lose many times overall. I always remember the losses more than the wins.
Absolutely. Well, Cammy, good luck for the rest of the season. As much luck as I could possibly wish you.
Thanks very much.
If they say stay. Cheers, Cammy.
Thank you, young man. Cheers.
Thanks, Freddie. With the Tigers this year, you've been enjoying your season?
Yeah, it's been good. It's just a steady process, I'm not here to rush anything, it's a long game, you've got like Bomber still playing in it, so yeah, I've really enjoyed myself so far, just taking it step by step.
Absolutely. I see you signed with Leicester in the development trophy, you obviously right with Bellevue as well. It's good to kind of keep the experience going at that level as well.
Yeah, it's bike time. Some people will say it's not worth it, all this spending money on engine services and all this, but it don't happen just by sitting there watching, do you know what I mean? I'm here, I like to say I improve every time I ride my bike, so that's the reason we've done it.
Absolutely, and I've seen you a few times like mechanicking for Bomber and stuff as well. You find as if you learn a lot for doing that?
Yeah and no. Bomber's, if he's had a good first race, he's fairly easy. Just win that back tyre, I mean, it was pretty pretty difficult when he was at reserve with Kings Lynn.
Yeah.
You know, a few times 7 rides are out. I'm like, woo, it's harder
A
than
lot more
racing.
respect for your dad.
Oh yeah. But no, it's all a good experience whether you're on the spanners or riding.
Absolutely. We see you, obviously your dad, you've got a good kind of team ethic as well. You spend a lot of time with one another. How do you find that kind of relationship between Speedway dad and son, and obviously everyday life and son? Do you find yourself talking about it constantly?
Nah, not really. Well, yeah and no. It's a weird one, you know. It's work at the end of the day. It's my job, you know. You talk about it when it needs to be talked about. You've got to have a life outside of it as well.
Yeah.
You know, family's family. It's not just my mechanic. So
Absolutely. How are you finding the travelling with Glasgow, obviously, as well? Because we know you're based in Rugby. Is it travelling okay up and down to Glasgow and stuff as well?
Oh, it's pretty long. I've been going up some Thursdays on my own and going practicing on Thursday, and my dad will fly up Friday morning, obviously with him working as well. So it's been difficult, but you know, I'm here to ride my bike. I want to ride my bike. Every time I ride my bike, I feel like I improve. So that's why we do it.
Absolutely right. Look, what's your question for Freddie?
Do you like Redcar's track?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've never really had my best meetings here, but you know, there's always room for improvement. So we'll try tonight.
Absolutely. Well, good luck tonight. Good luck for the rest of the season, Freddie.
Thank you.
Cheers. Gav, we just spoke to Cammy Brown there in terms of the league this season, in terms of the product and things like that. It's fantastic that how many teams that we've got involved at this. When we were in August, there's realistically 9 teams in with a shout at the playoffs. Just how difficult is that then as team manager to get the guys going and make sure that everybody's on their A game all the time now?
The problem that we've got is it's just getting guests, because everybody races on a Friday.
Yeah.
You know, there's times where, like tonight, like literally I couldn't get a guest. I had a guest who dropped out, and then after that, literally I couldn't get a guest. So that really works. Like it's very difficult, you know. But yeah, we've had such a slow start to the season with matches. We've hardly had any matches, and we're still up there. Where I think we've gone into 4th last night without even racing. I think because of, or was it on Wednesday? Oxford's point on Wednesday or something meant that we went up to 4th. So yeah, you know, it's fantastic for the sport how close it is, but for a team manager, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Cammy said the same, because there's so many of these sort of, I'm not going to say meaningless, but these under 23 European flipping tiddlywinks, and you know what I mean? Like poor Glasgow, you know, they've hardly had Leon, you know, and Dan Thompson, and where would Mulford, who basically his confidence has been sapped every time he, you know, and he should be, you know, gaining confidence riding in the championship. You know,
I almost think sometimes you're actually stopping boys there in 11.
Well, yeah.
By doing it, like I understand why it's there, but at the same hand, I think we need to realise the level that we're at. If that makes sense.
Absolutely, Scott. Yeah, it's Jake. Like literally, it's costing him money every week to do these things, whereas he should be earning money, like riding for Redcar and getting his confidence up. Instead, we're going to get him back on Wednesday at Oxford. Like, I'm going to probably get into trouble, but he's going to be like a broken man when we get him back, and we've got to try and build him up from the bottom again.
Yeah.
You know, and is that fair? I don't know. Is that looking after your youth?
As a team manager though, what's your like, kind of approach to stuff like that, where you've got a rider who you can see is maybe short with confidence a wee bit? How do you build them up? What's your tactic?
It's really difficult, but you know, you learn about the riders, whether they need a bit of a kick up the backside or whether they need an arm put around them. You know, that's part of being a manager in anything, isn't it? Whatever walk of life you are. Jake is, you know, I get on really well with Jake, and he is a sort of a confident lad, and at the minute his confidence is just rock bottom. You know, and he's telling us he's literally got next to no money left because of what's happening. You know, and as I say, I've got to get him back on Wednesday for Oxford. He's dropped to reserve, which I suppose is a good thing, but
that's came at the right time.
Yeah, I get it. Probably has, you know what I mean, and it'll give him. The only thing is, poor Jodie's probably not quite ready to go into the team, but because Jake's had such a bad run of it, like with all this, as I say, travelling abroad, left, right, and centre, he hasn't got the backing that some of them have got. He hasn't got bikes in Poland, like Leon. Is a lot more experienced at it. He's got bikes in Poland where Jake's got to actually get his dad to drive all the way over to wherever you know, then come back and it just saps their money and everything else, you know. So I'm not going to say that we're the only ones that it's happening to. It's not, you know.
Absolutely not. But on a positive note, it sets up an exciting end of the season where we can get all 9 teams in with a bit of a shout. And that's exactly what you're after at the start of the season. Proves how competitive it all is.
Absolutely, you know, and you get them teams like Plymouth strengthened up, you get Berwick who've just strengthened up. So yeah, there's no easy matches at all, you know. Everything's hard. So we've got so many fixtures to fit in now over the next sort of 3 months.
On the other hand, people start getting on a roll with that as well.
That's the good thing, is like it's just nice getting the lads together. They've hardly been together, you know. We had 5 weeks or 4 weeks without racing here, you know, and that's just crazy in June when it's like, middle of summer, and we're going to have matches in sort of October when it's going to be, you know, awful.
I never ever get that, why there's big gaps in fixtures, and then we're trying to run meetings on tracks that would have been called off in June. We're trying to run them in October. It's nuts.
That's right. I think the again, it all boils down to we're all having to ride on Fridays.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like we can't fit the fixtures in. You know, if we'd gone 2 at home, 2 away this season, I think Jamie had worked out we would have had to run something like 9 or 8 Sundays, which is our off race night, which is just financial suicide. You know, so as I say, with everybody racing on a Friday, it's you know, it's very difficult to get your fixtures in. So
absolutely.
I don't know what the answer is. I haven't got that magic wand that everybody keeps talking about, you know.
I can identify the problem, but I don't have the answer for it.
I can see the problem, you know, but as you say, the answer to it is just, you know, I think there's got to be a lot of soul searching this winter, and you know, I haven't got any envy for the people who've got to do it. Absolutely. But we know it's a little bit broken at the moment. It's just, you know, nobody's got the sort of the sticky plasters to fix it, have they, you know?
Absolutely. Right, Lucky, what's your question for Gav?
Do you like being Redcar's team manager?
If you'd asked us that at the beginning of the season, I would have said I absolutely love it. I'm passionate about the job that I've got. You know, I give 110% to the job I've got. At the moment, because of the way the guest situation is and Jake being all over the world, it's very, very difficult, let's say. That's as polite as I can say it. It gets stressful, let's say. You know, you're having sleepless nights thinking about who you could get. Like just about today's match, I left here last Friday against Poole and I had 2 fantastic guests, one for Jake and one for Eric. One of them rang me on Monday, I think it was, and said he couldn't make it because he had a family commitment, which is, you know, okay. And then Jodie's average changed halfway through the week, and it went above Mulf's, so I couldn't have the guest that I had for Mulf because you get plus 5% at home. But when you drop the reserve, you don't get that plus 5%.
Okay.
So this is another Speedway. So he's good enough to have plus 5% when he's in the team, but he's not good enough at number 6 or 7 to have plus 5%. So that poor lad that I'd asked to come and ride, and he was up for riding. He was going to have flights booked and everything. All of a sudden, I had to ring him back and say, "I'm sorry, but Jodie's averages changed on a Wednesday or whatever it was, so he couldn't no longer do it." So yeah. I do love it. Honestly, I'm passionate and I love the job that I've got. But at times, I must admit, if I had hair, I'd be pulling it out, I tell you.
On the flip side of that, Gav, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, do you think you're the fittest team manager in the whole of British Speedway? You've got to be, really, haven't you?
I think I would like to give anybody a race or whatever. Yeah, I train 6 days a week. I train for duathlons. I train for, I've got one of them hybrid, High Rocks games coming up in August, actually, on 16th of August. And we're quite fancied, me and my partner, to sort of get there or thereabouts in the over 50s category, me and the lad that I train with. So yeah, you know what it is. Like, I love my sport. I still compete cycle speedway when I can. I'd probably say looking at the sort of rest of the team, I'd fancy me chances in a race against any of them.
Fancy my chances. Well, good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, Scott. Thanks a million. Cheers. And you, my friend.
Right, Lucky, we've heard for both camps ahead of this one. Obviously, we've heard about their seasons. You've got some advice on taking up Speedway, which hopefully doesn't happen anytime soon. But we've spoke to both camps after hearing for both sides. Who do you think's the most confident?
I think both sides are going into the meeting confident, but I think Glasgow will be more confident because, as we just heard from Gavin Parr, worried about getting all these guests in and all that, stressed about it.
Yeah, he was a wee bit negative at one point there, but Gav's a bubbly character and he kind of swung it back round in the end. One bit of insight that we're going to give everybody is that Ben Trigger is literally just setting up, and he didn't do track walking at 7 o'clock, so he might be a wee bit behind the 8 ball as he gets starting here, but the guys are just about to get the bikes warmed up. Right, so quickly, I just want to hear a score from you.
I'm not good, but I think Glasgow are going to need to win this for Berwick's sake.
I think it's going to be a tight one. We could end up with a super heat here. We will get you after the meeting. Hopefully we can come back in. There is a junior match after it, so fingers crossed.
Clubs versus the Ashfield Giants.
Yeah, so we're not sure whether we can get back in after it, but if we don't, we'll definitely come back and we'll give a wee insight into the meeting, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so until then.
Review. Goodbye.
Hello, and we are back. We are back to our spiritual home on the Dad Lad vlog. We were going to do a couple of bits and bobs after the Redcar Glasgow meeting last night. Glasgow running out pretty handy winners, Lucky, but it was far too cold for us to hang about for interviews. So we just went back and we stayed at BSN's and Talk Speedway's Greg Blair's house last night, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I think Glasgow, but Redcar gave them a good run for their money, but Glasgow with Vilas Nagel doing well, Leon especially doing well, Chris Harris doing well as well.
Yeah.
Freddie Hodder might not have in the night he wanted.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No,
definitely
Max
not, but it was a
Perry
good meeting though, wasn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good meeting, but as we say, we are back at our spiritual home, Lucky, back at Shieldfield for the last stop on the Dad Lad vlog. We're here at Berwick for Berwick versus Oxford. The second time we've seen Oxford this week. They're looking strong getting into this one. Former bandit at number 7 in Jonas Knudsen. They're looking strong and set up to be a good meeting, isn't it?
Yeah, also like there is Sam Masters at 1. He's just having a brilliant season this year, you could say. Aggregate bonus point Berwick are never going to get because it's 55-35.
A little bit of optimism, Lucky. You never know what can happen.
You never know. Benny won by like 30 points.
Yeah. Well, what we'll do is that we will cut it here and we'll go and try and get a few of our Talk Speedway friends to kind of interview and speak to ahead of Berwick versus Oxford. Right in with the Dad Lad vlog theme here. Peter, your lad's over from Denmark. Must be a good feeling to race in front of your boys and stuff like that as well. They're at an age where they can watch you ride and understand what it is you do for a living.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he have a holiday from the school now, and it was a good time to bring him over, and he have a good time. He's really taking everything in. Yeah,
big new world tour coming to Berwick as well.
Yeah.
We've seen you guys at Edinburgh last night. Good night for yourself.
Yeah, it was alright, but it was a tough one for the team, really. It was tough for Nick, really, coming first time back to British Speedway, come straight into Edinburgh, but we will be alright tonight, I reckon, and
Yeah, it's all set up. Bandits got an important end to the season now if they're going to make a playoff push, really.
Yeah, absolutely, it starts to be pushing a bit, but the chance is still there, we go for it.
Absolutely. Lucky, what's your question for Peter?
Do you enjoy riding for the Bandits and at Sheffield?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. It's a good club like here in Oxford. It's good people around, and I really enjoyed come back to England, and especially being clubs they really enjoyed and good people around is what I've been looking for.
Yeah, you definitely seem as if you've enjoyed it since you've come into Berwick, and you very stylish round this place. That's a track that kind of suits your style, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a special track, but it's a fast track, and I liked it. And that's really what I've been missing when I wasn't back in Britain. Really, all these kind of different tracks. Edinburgh yesterday and here today. Is miles away. Yeah, exactly. But I enjoyed it, and that's great.
Absolutely. Well, Peter, good luck tonight. Hope you have a good one, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Here we look, the machine, Colleen. Look at how you enjoying this season. Plenty of meetings for you with both the Spires and the Cheetahs. Big challenge for you, obviously, this year and the full season in the Premiership, but you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's been good. I've had a slow start of the year, but we're building steadily now, and I'm finding some form. So, no, I think, I'd rather finish the season strong compared to starting strong and fading out. So, I mean, the fact that it would have been good to start the year strong and go strong all the way through, but I'm happier that if I had to have an off period, it happened earlier on rather than now.
Absolutely. Obviously the playoffs are out of reach for you in the Premiership, but you boys with the Cheetahs well in the mix for that playoff, and big end to the season for you guys as well. Lots of meetings coming up.
Yeah, it's busy coming up now. We should be able to get on a roll, and hopefully that's going to play into our hands. We definitely need to win all the ones at home, and I'd say as many away wins as we can would definitely help out. So we've really got to come together as a team and find our form now, and that should hopefully get us through.
Kind of big picture, you've been over in Britain for a few years now. You start to get used to the busy schedule of racing in both the UK and obviously abroad as well with your international stuff. Yeah, it's I was looking forward to it because I'd known all about it before I'd ever come over, but I definitely wasn't ready for it, But now the reality is something completely different.
Yeah, that's it. My first year was very short-lived. I think my season was about 3 weeks long, and then that was one my dad was over luckily, and I the next year I missed that 3 months. But since then, I've been over here on my own, fending for myself, and I'm finding little ways to do things a bit easier and more efficient, and it's coming together.
Absolutely. Lucky, what's your question for Luke?
Do you enjoy being called Luke the Machine Colleen?
Yeah, I think it's great. I don't know. I think JB Robertson come up with that one last year, and it's stuck against a close group of friends. So no, I think it's it puts a smile on my face. Anyways, gives me a little laugh.
Absolutely. Well, look, good luck for the rest of the season. Maybe not tonight. hope you're safe tonight, but good luck for the rest of the season, mate. Hope it's a good one.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Peter, we're far travelled this week, as you're well aware. We spoke to you in Poole. Highly controversial meeting in the end in Poole as well, but you guys fought hard. Thought it was a decent meeting. You were unlucky in the end.
Yes, I don't know about the unlucky. I think we've been cheated out a little bit on this one. And I know it's being looked at. With the tapes, I mentioned it quite through the meeting. That they weren't functioning properly, and it was pretty much laughed off. And and it really cost us in Heat 15 when we knew what we had to do, and we were there in the first one, and it fell off again. Yeah. And then in the second, in the rerun, the guy just ran across and held it up. Yeah. And within a couple of inches off the track, which is very dangerous. Yeah. When he wasn't even the 4 metre zone. So so it's not even a laughable matter anymore.
No,
because we all put a lot of effort in, and I've been involved in Speedway all my life, and all my life is about winning and losing, and I can cope with that, but things like that don't go down too well.
No, they don't, and at the end of the day as well, it's fans that end up missing out, and riders money wise and X, Y, and Z.
I'm not on social media as such, and it's a laughing stock on that, sort of thing. So it's not good for the sport. No. And Poole is supposed to be the ones who lead from the front. They're the biggest club in the country, as far as supporters are concerned and everything, and with the success what they had. So I was expecting a little bit better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, probably again unlucky the score in terms of that. You guys must be confident in getting the bonus point out of that one now. I know it's going to be tough Poole of a top side as well, but looking at the kind of bigger picture of the season, that's one you're aiming for to take the bonus point from.
Yeah. That's what we're looking for now. So I let other people deal with this side of things now. We got to concentrate on the saving, and doing what we need to do to get into the playoffs, and that's my job. So I let the other guys sort of try and work out what we can do about the Poole situation. Whether there's going to be something, I don't know. And it's a done deal now for me, so we've got to concentrate on the rest of the season.
Absolutely, it's a big end to the season for both. We know you manage 3 teams, so it's a big end to the season for both the kind of Cheetahs and the Chargers as well. I think it's fair to say the playoffs are gone for the Spires, really. You're kind of playing for pride there, but as I say, it's August, you've got 2 teams that are kind of in the mix for silverware, really.
Yeah, no, they're definitely. You know, I mean, the National League, you know, they really surprised us this year. They really come good. You know, with Jody as a great leader, and I mean we've done that every year. You know, we brought one through. We started with Jordan, Henry Atkins, you know, and then last year was Luke. Now, you know, we got Jody, so we're very proud of that record. And then on top of it, like, you know, the Cheetahs are doing well. You know, it's been a very, as a club, it's been a testing season for us. You know, with injuries and one thing and another, but we're trying to cope and trying to do our best to see it through.
Absolutely. We don't tend to talk about the National League level much on the podcast, really. But what I would really ask is, you've mentioned that kind of conveyor belt that Oxford really have. Outside Jody, because we've seen him kind of grow into himself this year, who would you say the maybe next one to keep an eye on is?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got, if you know, it's all depends how their attitude goes along with it. You know, whether they want to progress into the higher leagues. And you know, I think a lot of Ashton Vale, he's got a lot of potential. He's a very clean rider, and he's very and when his head is right, he's very good. The same with Jacob Clouding. You know, he's got that little bit of oomph about him. So so we got a few of them coming through, and even right down to Max Broadhurst. He's come on so well, you know, over the last few months, and he really surprised us last week. You know, I mean, you know, it slows down a little bit naturally, you know, but I think within the next 2 years we'll have another, you know, 1 or 2 who's going to knock on the doors, and I'm hoping that the way the league develops, that these guys, because when are they ready? You know, I would like to see them actually stepping up and maybe protect them a lot more, because a lot of them, we see it again. Jody, I know I'm going a little bit deeper now, but Jody is at Redcar and they've been struggling obviously with injuries. He's in the main body of the team where he shouldn't be. You know, you're going to end up with another rider who is going to be like a 4.5, 5 point rider at number 2. Next year when everybody's team building, he's not going to be the first one on the list as a 5 point rider.
And
that's been my argument for a long time. You know, I think these youngsters need to be more protected for the whole season. Whether we're going to do the average from 1 to 5 and then 6 and 7, just leave them alone. You know, and let them develop. They're not there to win us matches. You know, and that's where we went wrong before. Having people like Michael Palm-Tofte reserves, and it's all very nice, but we're all saying it's going to cost us too much money. There's your answer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I think we really need to look at that and protecting the young riders, because there's more riders giving up because they're not getting the opportunities. You know, and they put a lot of money, the families. That's what you have to think about. It's not just the riders, it's the families.
Absolutely.
You know, everybody gives their time up.
Lucky, what's your question for Peter?
Peter, do you enjoy being Chargers manager, since we're just talking about the development league at the moment?
I absolutely love it. Yeah, it is.
Is that the one that gives you the most pleasure, really?
Well, they all give me pleasure, you know, but I love seeing riders developing when they don't know what they're actually doing, you know, and they don't realise what they're actually doing, you know, and it's a great pleasure to see them coming through. Like I said to you, Max Broadhurst last week, you know, we were in awe of him because, you know, the week before he couldn't even turn properly and he was sort of picking up the points when people fell off. This time he was having a right go in the first corners and got mixed it up and one thing and another. And so for me that gives me great pleasure, and especially, you know, when I have riders like Jody, even Jordan, and they all come from the training school where I've done at Rye House. So the National League is, I've got a soft spot for that one, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Peter, good luck between now and the end of the season. Hope it goes well. Keep that conveyor belt going, because we definitely need that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Pleasure talking to you both.
Thank you.
You're
very
doing
much.
well.
Thank you, Peter.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, we've now spoke to both sets of riders and management for both the Berwick and Oxford camps, and we know this is a huge match. Bonus point probably out of reach for the Bandits, but what do you think the score's going to be tonight?
I think 50-40 to the Bandits. That might be a bit controversial, but I think Cheetahs will give Bandits a good blast, but they'll just take the bonus point. like everybody's actually expecting.
So you're thinking the cheaters will fade out near the end of the meeting?
Yeah, that's what will probably happen. It'll probably get really close during the meeting, but then the cheaters just struggle towards the end of the meeting, and then the bandits just won.
Good. So we've spent the day in Berwick, we've been around the guys, seems a lot of confidence, a lot of good spirits in the camp as well. So what we'll do is we will take a break from here, we will watch the meeting from 2 different points of view. This is a working evening for me. Luke can enjoy himself in the hospitality all night. We'll get some action, get a few wee clips and stuff like that, and then after the meeting hopefully we will catch up with a few of the guys to get their reaction, and then that'll be the end of our Dad Lad vlog, but we're not quite there yet. Stay with us. Well, the Dad Lad vlog, our last interview, I had to save it for you, didn't I? One of my partners in crime, I can't say my partner in crime because I've got the 3 or 4 of them at the moment, but one of my partners in crime, this has been my partner in crime all week. He's done so well with all the different interviews. But Greg, just to talk, obviously I speak to you on a regular basis with Talk Speedway, you're obviously involved with BSN.
Yeah.
The media side of things that you're involved with now, do you enjoy it all? Because obviously you'd fell away for Speedway, you came back into riding. Did you ever see yourself getting involved in everything you're involved with, and do you obviously you enjoy it if you're travelling up and down the country?
It's a weird one, it really is, because if someone had said to me that me coming back to Speedway to ride at National League level for 3 seasons would have me doing the centre green at Berwick, presenting, commentating with BSN, and going to tracks like I did at Armadale on the Friday night, and people coming over and saying, I love you on that. It's a weird feeling. How can you be like not the best rider in the world, just like somebody that was going out and having a laugh, to ending up getting to do the gigs that I get in it. I tell you what, there's not been one bit of me that's even thought about like, I'd love to ride again. I'm loving what I do now, and
it's safer.
It's so much it's so much safer, like whether it's centre green stuff, Talk Speedway, BSN, doing Total Access. I mean, I still get the same kind of buzz out of it, because I know that no matter what, all I'm going to get maybe a bit of shale in the face.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, exactly. We were at, as I say, our last interview, because we've just witnessed the Bandits losing at home to Oxford. In a general sense, that's a massive shot in the arm for Oxford. We spoke in one of our recent podcasts about maybe a team to break away and kind of break into be the third team alongside Glasgow and Poole, and certainly Oxford are putting their best foot forward at the moment for that one, because they had a decent result at Poole on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, they really are, and looking at the team and the way the team was tonight, I know they're still running RR for...
a lot of phantom averages in there, I'm going to say.
Yeah, Knudsen reserve with Luke Colleen there, what a powerhouse that was. Mitch McDermott,
he's one for the future. He's really impressed me this week.
He's been, phenomenal. The way he rode Berwick tonight was one of the races that he won. I thought, you're not going to finish this because that engine's going to go bang. And I spoke to him a couple of races after, and I was just like, that thing was singing. And he went, this place is great. For someone who's never ridden it before, to go out there and hold it full chat.
Yeah,
I've ridden this place before, and it's unbelievable. He's got quicker equipment than what I ever had, and for him to go like that, I don't know if it's different for being in the stand to be in the centre green, but man, what speed genuinely, I was like, wow, that was impressive.
Right, Lucky, what's your question for Greg?
What's your favourite interview you've ever done on BSN?
Oh, what a question.
Oh, that is a good one. I've had some good fun interviews. I would say my most recent one, I would probably say, was my when I interviewed Scott Frame. I forgot that happened. Or are you shouting Mo's as well?
Mo's.
No. I mean, I've had some great people in the booth. I've only really had one bad person interview in the time in BSN since for the last 3 seasons that I've done. But most recently, and I think to make a good interview, was Nicolai Clint at King's Lynn on Monday. Just done a track walk with him, and he just did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Didn't really have to ask too much, and I think that's what you know it as well. For when you're doing an interview with someone, when you know that they are just gonna go with it, and you don't have to like it, with getting blood out of stone. It's hard work. Doing an interview with someone, it's just difficult. But when you've got someone that'll just go...
I think the thing is that over time, now I've did this quite a long time as well, I think over time when you're asking people for interviews, because we've did it that long, we've interviewed people multiple times, we understand their answering pattern. We've spoke to people, as you know, in the background, and they crack away before you go on the record, and then you go on record and maybe you get a couple of sentences, but you know they're going to be like that, so you're well prepared, and it must be like that now 3 years in. You know what you're getting.
You know, you do know what you're getting. I've had people that are coming into the booth, and so I've got my earpiece in, and you hear Ian still doing, you know, the scores of the heats so far, what the riders have got, and I'm chatting away to somebody while the camera's not on, and we're just chatting away, and then I'll go, oh, hang on, you're coming to us now, and then I'll say, oh, I'm in the booth here, and then whoever it's I'm with just goes wooden, and you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You've a bit like, so that does happen now and again, but you're kind of prepared for it, and you can always have backup questions as well. You know, what did you have for your dinner?
Yeah.
You can, but overall, Speedway in general, there's a lot of riders, and I'm obviously not going to name names, but there's a lot of riders that I can go to and say, can I get you in the booth, and they'll say no, and now I don't bother because I know they're not going to come in unless they're promoting something, and them riders are happy to do that when they've got something to promote, but majority of the time guys are wanting to come in, thank their sponsors, because their sponsors are putting a lot of money into them, and they want to go in there and thank them. I know, same again, Kingsland on Monday night, I interviewed Tom Brennan, and Tom was saying, like,
he's very professional,
like, friends, family, sponsors, people that have made it happen. And one of the things that he said to me which really did stick with me, and sometimes I kind of, for what Tom said, which is weird for like a young lad to tell me that, for me to sit with me, was when I'm travelling up the motorway and I'm heading home and it's like 4 a.m. and it's getting light and I'm absolutely shattered and I've got work to do the next day. Tom said, he was like, oh, if I think back to when I was a kid, like, that's all I ever wanted to do, and like I'm shattered at times, but I literally am living the dream, and obviously I'm not, well, I kind of am living my dream. I'm loving it. It wasn't really a dream, it just kind of happened, but I do think to myself, yeah, I'm lucky. And then when the winter comes along, you know it yourself, you're sat there and you're just like,
you come up with ideas like doing charity works and things like that.
Do not Scott Frame, well, that was even without any alcohol, don't listen to Scott Frame when he's bored, it can be a disaster.
Absolutely. Greg, thank you for being our last guest on our Dad Lad vlog.
Thanks very much for having me on.
And thanks for the digs on the last night as well, but thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Looky, our Dad Lad vlog is coming to an end.
Oh, this has been so fun.
Yeah, what, you've enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've enjoyed that.
What's been your favourite bit?
Oh, favourite?
Just interviewing all the riders and all the people behind the scenes?
Yeah, like all the team managers. It was nice to hear from them. We saw riders once, twice, one even 3 times, Sam Masters.
Sam was sick of the sight of us by the end of this.
I know.
Yeah, it's been lots of fun, buddy. I'm so proud of you for the questions that you asked. I'm so proud of you for the way that you've did this. And as I say, we'll do it again next year.
Yep.
Let's do it again next year. Right. Oh. Until next year. Calm down. Until next year.
Goodbye.
Dad Lad vlog. Goodbye.
Goodbye.